Yeah, they're hard to come by, obviously on the road. So we'll take it out where we can get it. But both teams fighting hard for their first conference victory, and we were fortunate enough to make enough plays today and come out with the victory. So really proud of our guys. We played 5 games in the month of September. We talked about obviously our record was not what we wanted to be. Our results were not what our expectations are. And October's got to be a big month for our program. We got 3 games in the month of October, and obviously we're 2-0 right now, and set ourselves up for a chance to go 3-0 in the month. So we've got every opportunity ahead of us as a program.
Had a lot of one-score games get held up by defense. You get scored, and next thing you know, the defense makes 1 touchdown hold up. What did you see from your defense today, and what changed with your preparations for the defense this week?
I don't think really anything changed preparation-wise. We've got a lot of competitors on that side of the ball. We've got a lot of competitors on our program. We've seen the stats. We know the results were not, up to our satisfactory level, and so they went to work during a bye week. Right? I mean, that's what you do. There ain't no magic formula. You put in the work, and you show up every day for practice, and you take a critical eye at situations that you failed to perform, and then you go about correcting them. And so I give all the credit to those guys for really being man enough to take coaching during the bye week and last week, and actually put it to good use, and then go out and now they see the fruits of their labor.
What did you think of Mike's play today, kind of stepping in there as a starting quarterback?
I gotta go watch the film. I mean, obviously, we had a long touchdown run of his taken off the board because they call it legal blindside block. Now they had a touchdown taken off the board as well for a penalty, so really kind of 1 for 1 there for both teams. But obviously he managed the game well enough. We're gonna have to obviously find a way to create some more plays in the pass game to convert some third downs and keep the ball going down the field, because ultimately this game is decided with points, and there's a reason you don't see too many 7-3 games anymore, right? Offenses are scoring points, so we know we're gonna have to play better than this if we want to continue to win games. But winning's always good. Winning's always good. So those guys, they've put in the work over the last 2 weeks. They deserve to celebrate this one and enjoy their first conference win.
How did you feel like you sort of rebounded after that interception? I guess maybe his experience playing to being able to push that aside and keep going with that.
Oh, he's played enough football to know that he gets kind of double clutched on a little bit when you're throwing a whole shot in there, kind of versus a cover 2 look or a palms coverage. You gotta trust your first instinct and rip it in there, or that safety will have a chance. So he knows he's just a little late on it, but he's a football player. Every quarterback's thrown an interception before. You gotta move on, and play the next play.
Before the big catch from Justin Robinson, there was a segment there where you had an illegal snap and you had 2 false starts. What happened in that sequence based on your vantage point?
Well, I think they were stemming down there on the goal line and getting into different looks, and obviously those always require a move call. And so sometimes when you're playing on the road in a noisy stadium, and you're depending on what your cadence sounds like and what the calls are, obviously we just failed to execute there. I know someone asked me earlier this week about being the least penalized team, and I said we'll find out. Now we're on the road in a hostile environment, and they had a heck of a crowd here today, and you're down there in a backed up situation, and so they did a nice job of situationally getting to some stem and move calls, and obviously we got something we need to work on and improve upon, because we'll see that for the rest of the season.
Arkansas's offensive line, you praised them. They went to the second half with not just linemen, double tight ends, blocking backs, and you're still able to control the run game. What does it say about your defensive front and linebackers?
Well, obviously, I think I said it. We were not able to play kind of our normal defense those last couple games there before the bye week, just because of some attrition, some guys being unavailable to go. So to get the bye week in there, to get them back healthy, kind of freshen up the guys like Crumity and Pickering, who were playing more snaps than you'd like for big interior guys to have to play in some of those games. We utilized the bye week the right way, and they came out and executed. They know, Arkansas, you don't have to watch them on film very long to know how physical they are and how hard they play. Coach Pittman has done a phenomenal job here. He's done a phenomenal job. And so we knew we were going to have to get ready for a physical game, because you got to be able to stop the run. So our guys were up to the challenge.
You guys talked this week about how hard it is to bring down a guy like KJ Jefferson. What did you think of the way your defense was kind of able to contain him and get him down when they did wrap him up?
We missed him a few times. You'll have to ask Jed. I don't know if you talked to him or not, but he was playing most of the second half with a bloody nose. I think it was after a hit on KJ. But no, we did a good job of limiting his yards and scramble situations or the quarterback design runs. He's going to get his, obviously, because he's just such a special player. But again, I think our guys knew that if you're going to slow down that offense right there, you guys start by slowing down that quarterback, and I think they were excited for the challenge.
Now that this one's over, when did you know after the Western Michigan that Mike was going to have to start today?
Oh, that's been an ongoing evaluation through the week, and I mean, Will's week to week, like we said, I think, the entire time, and so we'll continue our evaluations next week, and we'll see who's available to go.
You talked about momentum on Monday and how big it would be to start off the second half of the season with a win. Now that you have it, can you put into words just how much, I guess, the breath of fresh air it puts in the boost of energy it gives you guys going into another week?
Well, I just think, kind of going back to what I said earlier, right? I think we played on the last day of September there against Alabama. I think we're at 2-3. And we talked about, hey, October's going to be a huge month. If we want to achieve the things we want to achieve as a program, October's going to be a critical month. So it starts by going 1 in October. We were able to take care of that. Then we had the bye week, used it accordingly. Well, got to go 2 in October. Guys just accomplished that. So now we got one more game here in the month of October, and it's a big one. It's the most important game on our schedule up to this point. And so hopefully our guys will be excited to finish out the month.
It seemed like, especially in that first half, defense was winning on first down, kind of getting them behind the chains. They had the one sustained drive in the second half, and it seemed like they started to win on first down, and lo and behold, you guys get the stop there. Was that a point of emphasis to try to get them behind the chains early and maybe take some risks with those run plays?
I think you talk to any defensive coach, it's a lot easier to call defense when you're getting teams in 2nd and long, right? 2nd and 4 is a miserable down and distance to call defense. It gets even more miserable short from there. So, yeah, I think our guys did a good job of, now you can't just play all-out aggressive zero coverage in those down distances because you open yourself up for a lot more explosive plays. There's times where you got to be able to play coverage, rush 4, hold up to the run, and take away throws. And there's times where you got to be able to play man. For the most part, our guys did a really good job of executing the game plan today. Great job. Credit to Coach Brock, defensive coaches, to have the guys that prepared. You do not see 7-3 football games very often. Now, I did look up at one time. I saw Ohio State, Penn State was 10-6 at 1 point, so I don't know what it finished. But, to have a turnover on a first drive, right, so the opponent starts deep in your territory, obviously, sudden change situation like that, you're just trying to hold them to a field goal. I mean, obviously, you can get a turnover that's special, well, you're trying to hold them to 3 points. Did just that, shut them out the rest of the game. There's tremendous credit to the defense for their performance today.
Obviously, Woody was banged up coming into this game, gets banged up again there, early in the game, comes back in the second half. Just what do you continue to see from him and his toughness of kind of battling through some of these injuries?
He's a football player. He's a football player, right? You try to take him out, hey, go get checked up on. Next play you look back, he's out there, right? And so it's good to have guys like that in your program.
How do you just see Mike sort of maybe command the huddle, not just today, but in the week leading into the game and sort of stepping into that role and again being a guy with experience? But
I think you just answered it, right? I think I read somewhere, I'll probably get the number wrong, maybe he's had 11 previous starts in the SEC games as a quarterback. So this is not something new to him. He's not a freshman, facing his first road test ever. He was ready for the opportunity, excited about it. I think I heard him in the locker room pregame kind of giving a speech to the team and had him going. Had him certainly a lot more fired up than I tend to get him going in my speeches, so I have to let him keep doing it.
Anything else?
All right, thank you very much, Hail State.
Xavier, obviously not the cleanest game for you all offensively, but you did enough to get the win. I guess what was the mood like in the locker room afterwards, getting your first SEC win this year?
Going into halftime, coach was just preaching fight. That's all we can do, and the toughest team is going to come out with the win. So our focus coming out of halftime was just to fight and be the more tougher team.
Let's talk about the punt return there. I mean, that was a huge kick from their punter. You run it down there and kind of settle yourself a little bit. What did you see there, and what made you feel like you could get a big return there?
Coach Millie and Coach Bone was telling me, like, they're going to give me one. They wasn't trying to, but I knew the kicker was going to slip up. So when I got the opportunity to make a play, I was just trying to make a play and put my team in a position to win the game.
You heard their crowd kind of respond to the cutback block. It didn't look like a cutback block. They didn't call it one. What was your kind of vantage point there on that? Do you think it was clean?
Yeah, when I reversed field, I kind of seen it, but I was thinking to myself while I was running, I was like praying Isaac didn't hit him, but I was pointing at him, so letting Isaac know to get him. I was just praying he didn't blindside block.
How did you feel Mike managed the offense, managed the huddle today, and just what kind of confidence you guys have around that you could come in and help you guys?
Yeah, Mike did great. Mike's a baller. Like, we don't have to tell him much. Like, he's just a great football player.
Zach said he gave a pregame speech to you guys. What did he say?
Yeah, he fired us up. He fired the whole locker room up.
What did he say?
Everything we needed to hear.
You had a pretty good first interception, obviously, but when everybody came to the sideline, what were y'all talking about?
Just let the game come to him and like calm down. And we know he's a baller, so like we didn't really have to tell him much. Just praise him and not let his head drop.
What's that like when, you know, your defense continues to get stop after stop for y'all, you know, in a tight game like that?
It's great when you got a good defense. It like take a lot of pressure off your shoulders. And when you could go in a position and not play your best, even though you're trying, you know your defense got your back.
Can you put into words what it means to get a win here and start the second half of the season off with a W and kind of get things rolling?
Yeah, it mean everything. Coach Arnett been preaching going 3-0 in October. So before we go 3-0, we had to go 2-0. So our focus was just beating Arkansas.
Coach Beasley told us that the specialists all sat around and this week talked about special teams versus special teams. You knew Arkansas was very good special teams.
Yeah.
How much did y'all want to just one-up them in this game today?
I feel like we got the best. We have the best kick returner in Tulu, and we have the best punt returner in me. So like our confidence is high. We're not worried about this special team.
When you have the big catch by Justin, right? I mean, if you're backed up and like everything's going wrong, and the next thing you know, Mike lays it up there, Walton just got to make a play, and Justin comes down with it. When that kind of happens, do you feel like it's just our day, that things are going to happen good for Bulldogs?
Nah, J-Rob just J-Rob. That's the kind of plays J-Rob makes. So he didn't like surprise me. I was telling him like it's coming. It's coming. And Mike was telling him before, he's like, bro, I'm coming to you. So when the play presented itself, he made the play. J-Rob just being J-Rob.
How's your nose?
It's okay. I hope. I don't know. We'll see. But I couldn't really stop the bleeding much. But feels good after a win. I'll tell you that. Feels a lot better after that.
Jeff, this defense has had really a lot of struggles, and then today you win the game with your defense on the field over and over and over again. You guys had to make big plays. What was the difference this week?
I think the bye week came at a good time. Obviously, get some guys healthy, recharge mentally and physically, and then just flying around. We knew we would have to tackle really well this game, with obviously KJ being a big guy, and then they got some good backs and all that, and so we knew we had to pursue really well, fly around. I think we did that, and came out with a victory.
Going back to your nose, what happened? How did you get hurt?
Yeah, so the same thing kind of happened in 21 when we were here. I think I was making a tackle and my helmet came and just kind of crushed it right there. We'll see. It's just a nose.
You talked a couple weeks ago, or I think the South Carolina game, about getting that identity back on defense. I mean, playing through a running or a bleeding nose, just how big is that to have plays like that, to play like that, and kind of get that identity back?
Yeah, no, it's good. I think that was definitely a step in the right direction. That's a good team. That's a good offense. Obviously, a lot better than their record indicates. They've been in very, very close games. I know moral victories aren't really a thing, but they've played everybody really, really tight. Last week, obviously, against Bama, and so that's a good team, and that was a step in the right direction. So, obviously, you have to build off that.
The second half, Arkansas went to double tights, double blocking backs. The Denver's been wanting to play power football, and y'all just took that on and ready to keep the field position in your favor.
Yeah. I mean, good calls by Coach Brock, mixing up looks, getting people in the right positions, and good game plan. And then obviously good execution by the players, I think. So, physicality.
We've heard talk a lot coming into this about third downs and fast starts. When you guys force a couple punts early in the game, just what does that give confidence from?
Yes, I mean, very confident. Make a couple plays, build momentum. Also, you don't get winded as quick. So that's always a good thing to get some 3 and outs.
Two more. Secondary really stepped up with Sean Preston had the pick, Cameron had a big sack. What do you say about those guys and how they really have turned things around?
Yeah, I can't say enough about them. That's great. I was messing with Sean. I was like, dang it. You got one more pick than me now, just messing with him. That was a great play by Sean. And, they came up and helped in the run and all that too. So, the back end did a great job. And then, I want to say about the D-line too. They played a great game as well, keeping blockers off of Buki and I. It was just a good team effort.
Wrap things up with
It was just
We've heard Coach Arnett say so much about going 3-0 in October. You guys were 2-3, and now we have those 2 wins, staring down the barrel at accomplishing that mission.
Yeah.
What's it say about this team to bounce
Yeah,
back?
no, I mean, I think that's a good response. You can't go 3-0 without going 1-0, 2-0, all that. A lot of it's just talk if you don't, go throughout the week and have that in your mind, and talk is cheap. Arnett always says it, but I think we responded, and Auburn's a great team, and so we'll start watching them here soon.
It is a game ball. I wanted to keep it. First start here. Whenever you got to go on the road in the SEC, that's one of the hardest things you could ever do, and that's a great team over there. You look at the difference between their games, it's all been less than 10 points, almost. And so, I mean, whenever you got to go into somebody else's house in a hostile environment and come out and still win, I mean, it's a big step for our program. So.
Coach said that you kind of fired the team up in pregame with your speech, and Xavier smiled when we asked him about it. So take us through that. What was the central point of your speech?
Yeah, I mean, as a quarterback, you want to give as much confidence as you can to the team, especially before you go out there. And basically, the theme of that message was go out there and play football. Go out there and be you. I mean, the emphasis this week was focusing on ourselves. So focus on your job, focus on your assignment, and by any means necessary, go out there and go get a win. And so that was the basic thing. There were some cuss words here and there, but since I'm on camera and my mom would hear this, I won't say them. So.
When did you know you were going to start?
Will was at practice this entire week, but for me it was just about, just getting those physical and mental reps. Kind of later on in the week, once you realize, hey, it's kind of best for, me to roll out there to get a team a better chance, to win with his health conditions. I was full go. So, I always try to get mentally prepared as if I'm going to go out there and play anyways. I just got more physical reps today. So.
What was it in the offseason that made you want to transfer and come play at Mississippi State?
I mean, a lot had to do with, this coaching staff. I believe in Coach Arnett. I believe in Coach Barbay. And the portal was a hectic place for me. But, getting on the phone with them, coming down to Starkville, being around this community, I mean, it was a no-brainer for me. And so, just being around these guys, for less than 24 hours, there was no doubt in my mind that Mississippi State is where I needed to be. So.
How were you able to keep things calm down there in the goal line situation after 3 false starts or messed up snaps? But you're able to deliver the ball and Justin comes down, but it keeps it going.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, for me, like we're in a hostile environment. I mean, this is a cool place to play in, and so what I did, I just smiled at the guys. Sometimes you just gotta just tell everybody, hey, just take a deep breath. Like, it's fine. And for me, I've been in situations like that before. It's just I haven't been. Nobody here has seen it. I was just wearing a different jersey, and so, I mean, as a quarterback, you want to stay as calm as possible because everybody's kind of looking at you. So that was my main thing, going into that goal line. So
jumping off of that, did you have that same, mindset after that interception early on? You've been in these environments, you played against SEC teams, and just putting that behind you.
I told the guys before the game, I'm going to give you a chance. I'm not going to get back on that bus without giving our SEC receivers a chance. I mean, those are the best athletes on the field. And so, the throw to Justin Robinson, that is a true. I told them there's no such thing as a 50-50 ball with you guys. When the ball is in there, go get it and go be special. Go be yourself. And so when I threw that interception, there was no blinking. I mean, I'm coming right back to it. You just got it happens. So.
How important is it to win with the defense on the field? I mean, you guys had to make big play after big play, and then the final play of the game was you guys making a play to end the deal.
It's just grateful for the opportunity. Just go out there and finish the game, seal the game for our team. It just means a lot to the defense.
Jed had talked, a few weeks ago about just getting that identity back on defense. How much was that kind of a chip on the shoulder to get better defensive play and win a game like that?
It was a big chip, because we in my last press conference I had said that we were gonna work on a lot of fundamental, tackling, punching the ball carrier and all that. So I really think we came out here and had a decent game against these guys. We don't take nothing away from them. They're a good football team and all. We just played a better game than them.
What was the mindset after y'all were able to hold them to a field goal or that first turnover and just shut them down the rest of the way?
It was like I walked up to him and I was like, we got you. So, after just telling them for 3 and then coming back down and then he get a touchdown a couple drives later, it just helped us with the momentum.
A couple more sacks for you today. How tough is it to bring down a guy like KJ Jefferson?
Oh, big. It was like a big bus back there. It was like a big bus, that's all I can say.
What did you think of Jet playing through a bloody nose?
Yeah, I didn't know that. I looked at him one time and I saw blood just running. I said, bro, you straight? He just had blood just running down his nose. He a tough guy though. I knew he was gonna stick it out, so he a real tough guy.
There came a segment there where they just tried to run it down your throats, and ultimately you guys were able to get the stop. Was that kind of a turning point you thought for this defense where you just kind of showed them that you're not going to be able to run it all over us today?
Yeah, most definitely. Because, like I said, in the previous games, they've been stuffing the ball on us a good bit, and it was just nice opportunity to get to stuff the ball this time on our side instead of them having pounded down our throats or whatever. So yeah.
Mike, can you explain the candy cane you got?
So, yeah, I'll go ahead and explain it. So, I'm a part of a fraternity. It's Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. And that cane is a symbol of our fraternity. And so, for me, it means different things with different people in our fraternity. But for that, it kind of gives me some good luck. And it kind of just symbolizes you're going out there for achievement.
What
And
does it mean for you? What did it mean for you?
It means, that's what it means for me. Just, strive for achievement, always kind of look forward and, focus on the positivity of things. So,
Wonderful.
yeah, so that's what
Hey, who looks better in 14?
Who looked better? 14. Big 14. We're 14.
he had it first,
Big
so
14.
he'll have a deference over that. But we'll see. We'll post a picture on Instagram. We'll ask everybody else what they think. We'll see how that turns out.
Thanks, guys.